All right, let's try this. I don't know when my face is going to stop hurting, but it's still hurting, and surprise, or I told you last time, I had brain surgery. Let's see, everybody. Nope, wrong side. I guess they took out some of my brain. I had brain surgery. Let's see if you can see it. Down. So you can see a bit of my scar. Yeah, and my hair's been shaved. I'm alive. Not the most pleasant experience, but survivable. I had my surgery at the end of July, and I spent 5 days. Spent 5 days in the hospital. 2 of those days I was in the ICU, and those were the worst days because I couldn't get out of bed, and I was super nauseous. I'm not gonna do any trigger warnings, so like if you like to listen to this stuff, great. If not, skip ahead. So yeah, my 2 days in the ICU were an experience that I feel like everyone should have at some point, and learn what nurses really do for people who can't move. I could move, and I wanted to move a lot, but the nurses were like, stop moving. Thank you for helping, but stop moving. I think mostly because albeit I'm 40, I'm not an elderly patient who really has mobility issues, or someone who had like spinal surgery and unfortunately is paralyzed or really can't move, and all those things that go into different types of surgery. But with brain surgery, fair warning, you will throw up a lot after surgery. And the first time I threw up, unfortunately, I threw up all over myself. And now that I know that, if I ever have brain surgery again, I'll be like, just put a pail under my chin because it's just gonna come up. So yeah, I couldn't eat anything, couldn't drink anything. I had to take my meds very, very slowly once things calmed down. And they were giving me meds for the nausea in my IV line. But the first 2 days were really rough, and they had to, I had sponge baths. That was an experience. Just kind of gotta let it go. I mean, it definitely helped that I've given birth to children, so you're just you've had the experience of just having your business available to different people. So thank you, nurses, for helping. You do great jobs. But let me fix this real quick. It was rough. And then, of course, when you're in the ICU and you can't get out of bed, I had a catheter for my urine and didn't really notice that too much because I'm just not moving. You're just kind of like sitting in there waiting to feel better. And then by the 3rd day, they moved me to a regular room, and I was given the okay to stand up and go to the bathroom on my own. But the first time I went to the bathroom, I had 2 people in there making sure I didn't fall down. And I had to wear a diaper for a day, just in case I couldn't get to the bathroom. I guess that was fun and humbling at the same time. So once you get over that first hurdle of just initially being able to get up and out of bed and take care of yourself and finally get in the shower, because I don't know what was wrong with me, but there was definitely a smell that was like weird. I was like, I smelled. I think it was just like some vomit that was hanging out that they didn't get somewhere, but it was gross. So hope you enjoy that story. But yeah, the point of the surgery was they have to go in through your skull and push your brain out of the way and get to this nerve that controls 3 branches in your face. So it has a cranial branch, I forget what this one is, and then there's like a mastoid branch. And my problem is I have shooting, burning, stabbing pain in my lower jaw. And the point is to go into the nerve, and I had a blood vessel pushing against the nerve, and that's currently the main theory. They still haven't proven that it's really the cause, but they've done so many surgeries where they've put in a cushion of like Teflon cotton in between the nerve and the blood vessel so that patients end up with 0 pain. Unfortunately, I was good for 3 weeks. I was like living large, albeit after brain surgery. So it was a easy living, but I was pain free. I could eat. I was still taking the same meds, but at a much lower dose. And then like 3 weeks after surgery, all of a sudden the pain came back, and my doctor's like, yeah, that's not normal. So had to have another MRI, and I'm seeing my doctor this afternoon to see what's up, to see if he sees anything weird. If not, I'll have a different procedure done where they don't go in through my head. It's all done with like radiation technology. So we'll see what happens with that. So yes, talking right now is painful, but if I keep talking, if I talk a lot, it somehow, I think, just wakes up the nerve, and it's now just like a dull ache, and it's now just kind of spread through my lower jaw. It's not awesome, but I figured I would do a floss tube because I haven't done one in a while, and I don't know when this pain's gonna go away. So I might as well just give it a shot while I can manage the pain if I just keep talking a lot. And that's what a floss tube is. I could just yap away and no one here can tell me to shut up. It's great. So yes, both of my children are in school full time, albeit my daughter has to get picked up an hour and a half earlier than my son. But my son is now old enough to come home on his own. Being in Singapore, it's a very safe country for young children to just take public transport back and forth to school or basically anywhere they want, as long as they know where they're going. So my son can go to school by himself in the mornings and take himself home in the afternoons. And it's also a pretty easy trip. We have a various combination of a bus or the train or whatever, depends on your mood and how much you want to walk. So I guess we can get started on actual pieces of cross-stitching I touched in the last month or so between my last floss tube. And I actually did a few. I did not realize this would be an issue. I attempted to cross stitch when I was in the hospital. I brought a couple of things to cross stitch on, but I was not feeling good for a long time. And by the time I felt better and I could like settle down and cross stitch, my vision was blurry AF. Like I could see things just fine. And I knew it wasn't like a permanent issue, but as I was trying to look at what I was stitching on, it went all, like I just couldn't do it. But, I don't know where that one is. Did I even bring it over here? Hang on, let me see. I've got my space around me right now looks like my brain. Because I'm now on a much higher dose of my medication to help manage the pain, and I don't really think it's managing the pain, but it makes me loopy. Woo! So hi. Anyways, so yes, I attempted to work on an old piece that I haven't touched in a really long time, and it's like I don't know if I'll ever finish it, but whatever. So yes, it's this. Oh yeah, Dimensions Gold Collection piece. Let's see. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I will take a picture of it and insert it so everybody can see it. But let me just do the thing that everybody does. Oh yes, here we go. The two kitties. I brought this because I'm like, oh, I might as well try it because it's small and everything for it fits in this little bag, and I don't need to put it on a big hoop. But I think the only thing I was able to stitch was these little green leaves that are going to be, I guess, plant fronds or whatever. And that was it. I couldn't like forget about it. Like I couldn't even focus on it. So I just put it down, put it away, and I felt sad for a moment. I was like, this sucks. I just want to cross stitch. And that was it. That was all I managed to cross stitch on. Oh yeah, I did that one too. Oh yeah, that's all I did when I was in the hospital. Other pieces that I've been working on have been quite a few, I guess, even if it is just a few stitches here and there. One of my favorites that I've been working on so far is the Touch of Magic SAL from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. Oh my goodness, I'm really enjoying stitching on it. Here's my project bag. I'll take a full picture of what it looks like. But right now I'm working on, they released part 4 like last week, and this is where I'm at. And I was working on it yesterday, and then of course, like in the middle, I have to go deal with like children related things. So my needle is in the middle of the canvas and I haven't even finished the stitch. But yes, that's been a fun project to work on. So I will definitely insert the whole image for you. It's really, I enjoy working on it. I enjoy the fact that I've been able to add things or change things as needed. For instance, because I'm working on this fabric, it's just an 18 count Aida. I think this is Zweigart. Because of the color of the fabric that I'm using, white does not show up on it very well. I mean, you can put the white around letters, and then it definitely adds some whatever to the letters, but you can't just have white on its own. So there's two pieces right now. The moon is supposed to be stitched in white, and then there's a ghost for this part. And I was like, I cannot stitch that ghost in white. Like, you cannot see it unless you come like really close to it. So I went out yesterday to get more floss for a couple of different projects. So I was looking around and I found color 2 and it's got a grayish sheen. I was like, yeah, ghosts can be gray in certain lights. So I'm gonna try doing the ghost and the moon in this gray color. And I'm going to right now add it to my little project bag, and we'll see how that goes. And there's also pieces like on the canvas itself, over behind this little star here. There's a lot of stars and accent pieces in it that are white, and I've just been stitching them in orange because I like orange as a Halloween color anyways. So, and it's turning out pretty well. So I'll see how that change goes. If not, I'll try another color, who knows? So that's been a fun one. Another piece that I started, because I made an order from 123 Stitch to finally get some different kinds of patterns and order linen. I've never stitched on linen and I really wanted to try it. So I got this Plumb Street Samplers. What is it called? Ghoul Tidings. I will insert an image of it so you can see it better. And it does not have many colors, so I've been using the bag that it comes in as my project bag for my colors. I like them that they're nice and muted. So I just started stitching on it. I don't know if the label is still on it. Excuse me, while my don't. I can just unfold it. I didn't know how big the thing was, so I just started stitching on the whole piece of linen. And I'm like, I'll just cut it after because I have a different project that I would like to start on this linen. Oh, here's the label. It is a a 36 count. There we go. Edinburgh linen. Yeah, so 36 count. And so far, for my first piece of linen, I'm not hating it. It's definitely a little more, you just have to pay attention a little bit more to find the holes. And I'm doing 1/2 because I know that I could do 2/2, but I just was like, I'll try 1/2 and see how that goes. If anybody watching actually gives a crap about what I'm doing, tell me if I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. But this is what it looks like so far. I like the witch. I like her little hat. Yeah, I'll move it around soon and see how it turns out. So yes, I will insert a better image of this for you to see and critique if you like. And now I have to fold my fabric back up, but I will do that later. And I finally got a pack of these stretchy like cord keepers for my fabric, and I kind of like them, I kind of don't, because I'm still like figuring out how to use them. So it's going okay. But I don't hate the linen, and that's what I'm happy about. Oh, my glasses, I might need them. Put them up here. And I have to be careful putting on my glasses because it like can scrape against the scar, and the scar doesn't hurt, it's mostly numb, but it's definitely tight and I can still feel it, and it's slightly obnoxious. But I think it took a good maybe 2 or 3 weeks after I got home before I could actually like sit down and cross stitch. It was very frustrating. What I could do though, I could diamond paint, but I had to go very slow and I couldn't do it for too long. So it was an experience. And also was like, I gotta slow down. And all those days I was away, my husband did fine with the kids, nothing exploded. They seemed fine. My daughter, the first day when I got home and she saw my scar, she started crying. But then she still wanted to hug me, so she wasn't afraid of me. She was just like afraid of what was on my head. It was very interesting. But she's 4. I don't know. What do you expect? All right. Let's see. What else have I been working on? I have been, I don't know where it is. I did work on the Crew SAL, but I don't know where it is. Maybe it's in here. Maybe it's not. I don't know what I did with it. God damn. So I have the Crew SAL somewhere. All right, hold on. I might cut this part out, or you might get to see me look around like a wackadoo. So let's see what happens. And what else is in here that I haven't been working on? Oh yeah, I can show you that, but I don't know where that is either. All right, hold on just a minute. Let me see. Oh my God. Anything I need in here. No, I don't need that. I haven't touched that. Where the F is everything? Son of a gun. What is this? No, that's the oh, it is stitch on that. So I can show you that. Holy cannoli, everything's crazy. Where is my orange? What is it? Son of a gun. Again. Oh. three places. Let's see here. Oh, we don't need to be that close. And yes, all right. So, okay. I started working on the Crew SAL. I really liked it. It's cute. It's easy to stitch. There are a lot of stitches. So I attempted to stitch it with just one strand on 18 count Aida, but I really don't like the way it's coming out. Like it looks great in the sense of like my stitches are fine. But again, see how the white looks on this color? Like you can kind of see it, but you can't. And I was like, do I keep, it's a dilemma. So it's like, do I keep stitching on this? Or I attempted, get off of there, to switch it to a 32 count vintage country mocha that I bought. I bought a big old, I don't know, piece of vintage country mocha because I watch all these floss tubes and everybody's stitching on vintage country mocha. So I started stitching on it 1/2, and I like the white that looks better on it. So you can see the white better, but I'm like, do I wanna start over again, or do I wanna keep going? Because I think there's more white on the pattern. I don't know. But guess what? I can do what I want. I'm in charge of my stitching. So I'm gonna I'll figure it out later. It's August. It's almost September. It doesn't have to be done by a certain time. I'm in charge of my stitching. So yeah, there's my Crew SAL and my dilemma with my Crew SAL. All right, moving on to other pieces that I'm stitching on. I'm still continuing. I'm throwing crap all over the place. If you're entertained by this, give me a thumbs up because I'm just entertained by myself. All right, I have been continuing to stitch on and I will insert a better image of it for you here, the Peppermint Purple 2022 SAL. I am 4 or 5 weeks behind, but I've just been slowly catching up. And I started to just, the other night when I started to catch up on some of the rectangles, I just started stitching it in hand because it was just quicker instead of like moving it around a hoop. And because I'm stitching it, most of it with the black work with one strand, I don't like to put it in the hoop because I'm afraid it's like gonna pull out the black work. So I think I'm gonna continue to stitch this in hand. And I don't mind stitching in hand, but I have to like do a lot of hand exercises after because my hand gets cramped. I don't know if any of you have that issue. So yes, I'm continuing to stitch on that and I enjoy it and I will get caught up. Okay, another one that I actually did touch, I haven't touched in a while, but I did touch between my last floss tube, and it actually has a nice project bag, is the Crew SAL from, I can't remember because my brain's dead, and I will insert it here. I really like all their patterns. The Crew SAL. And I will obviously insert a better image. But the one thing I was having, it wasn't an issue, but I was looking at it, and in the space here in the original pattern is just a symbol for women with like a fist in it. And I was like, that's great. But pro-choice is also for anybody with a uterus. So that includes the LGBTQ community, Q+ community. So I just wanted to, it wasn't sitting well with me. So I'm like, I wanted to change it. And I thought about changing the entire symbol with not just the women's symbol, but adding like transgender and non-bi and and binary. And I was like, this is not gonna fit. So then I was like, wait a second, why don't I just add the pride flag? So I did. So I'm slowly stitching a pride flag, and it was helpful because I was stitching the that other pattern. I will insert it here. Oh my God, my brain's dead. So I had the basic image of the pride flag with this edition, and I would know it better, but as a cis woman, sometimes this vocabulary does not just easily come to me. But so I'm adding the pride flag. And it's fitting, and I don't have to move around any of the pattern. So it's my pattern now. I can do what I want with it. So yep. So yes, I'm not going to argue with anybody about how pro-choice and it's just a women's problem. No, it's not just a problem for women. It's a problem for the entire LGBTQ plus community. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. But I am very happy with that decision. But I started it and I haven't had a chance to finish it, but I will because I really like that pattern. What else have I touched? Oh, okay. So I started finally bringing cross stitch with me in my bag so I could cross stitch while I'm out and just waiting for stuff. Or like the other day, I decided not to go home between like dropping off my daughter and doing several things and then having to go back and pick her up. So I just sat at the library, local library, and I stitched. And I've been putting my stitching in this like folder that I took from my son from like his last year's, just like, you know, they send home all of the stuff. So I started finally stitching more on this cute little pattern. What is it called? It's just a pattern for a biscornu eventually, and it comes with the fabric and buttons to put in the biscornu. But my only problem is I don't think I can do it. So when I finally finish this pattern, I'm gonna send it to my mom and she could finish it for me, hopefully. But I didn't really center it well in the fabric. Hang on, which way is up? No, these go on the bottom. Okay, so this is all I've gotten to. Of course, I will include a better image, and I just stitch a little bit at a time. This fabric, I guess it's fabric, is very stiff, so it's easier just to stitch it in hand because I don't have a hoop that's this small. And it was a free pattern from Cross Stitcher. Where's the I stopped once. Cross Stitcher. Cross Stitcher magazine. They give you free crap sometimes. Woo, woo, woo. So yes, I've been working on that. And as a bonus, and a different issue, I don't know if this was from Cross Stitcher or whatever, but I just put all the threads it comes with in this nice little thread thing, whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called. I forget what it's called because my brain is dead. But it makes that easier, and I just shove everything in this folder and I can put it in my bag and it fits nicely. And I also take some, in a little like Tupperware container, I put my beeswax for my thread conditioner because I'm now obsessed with thread conditioner. I refuse to stitch without my thread conditioner. I love it. So yeah, I've been working on that. Anything else I've touched? I don't think so. Those are a few projects, and they're piling up. I did attempt to work on my kitty cat that I had for a while. Oh, there it is. This pretty spring card kit for the cat. And there's just a lot of confetti in it right now, so I can't. I need to take a break, but it's I really want to finish it because it's got a cat, and I'm obsessed with cats. Yes. So those are some of the fabrics I ordered from 321 Stitch, and I didn't, yeah, it was free shipping for all the stuff I ordered. So yes, I ordered the Ghoul Tidings, and a project that I will eventually work on that I have kitted up, because I will stitch it on the vintage country mocha that I have, is this Winter Rose Manor. There we go, Winter Rose Manor, from Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. And I only ordered this because everybody I see in FlossTube is always stitching a Brenda Gervais, and I'm like, I gotta do one too. And the pattern wasn't that expensive, but I really enjoyed this pattern because I've really enjoy houses. I like the way the houses look in a lot of these vintage patterns, and it was a bonus too with a house and a cardinal. Done. I was like, done. I need a cardinal. I love a cardinal. I have not stitched one yet, so this looks like fun. It's got a lot of pages. The only problem I had with it at the beginning was this pattern, unless I missed something, I looked everywhere, did not have an already converted floss chart for DMC, because yes, I could have ordered all of the, this pattern calls for Weeks Dye Works, and Classic Color Works, and a couple others. And I was like, I'm not ordering all those because it's just gonna be expensive, and I was already spending a certain amount of money on the fabric and the patterns. So I was like, I can just get DMC floss here, and it took me a decent amount of time to convert the colors on my own, which was fine. I'm perfectly capable of doing that. But I was like, dude, why don't you just have a conversion on your chart? Because Plumb Street Samplers has a DMC conversion right there, but I didn't realize it had it. So I did my own DMC conversion, which was totally different than what was called for. And I was like, I'm not gonna go out and buy more floss. And I think the conversions look fine. But yeah, thank you, Plumb Street Sampler, for having a conversion right on your chart. But with Thy Needle and Thread, there was no DMC conversion. So I did my own conversion. So if you happen to want to stitch this pattern, or may want to stitch this pattern, I did my own DMC conversion. Ask me, I will tell you what I did. And I think the threads look good. Here's my project bag with all of my threads. And the colors look like, I think, how they're supposed to look. Very muted, very earthy. So I like the colors, so we'll see how that goes when I finally get to start on that. I don't know when I'm gonna start on that because I've got quite a few already going on, if you couldn't tell. And that's not even close to as many as some of you floss tubers have, which is like, go you. I can't do that. Let's see. I think that's about it. That's all my haul. I keep collecting like Cross Stitcher magazine and there's a bunch of other magazines, so I keep getting all these like free patterns. This one's really cute. Summer gift tags, albeit it's not summer anymore, but here's a gift tag set. It's like, I don't know when I'll stitch them, but I will. Like, here's a teddy bear to stitch. Yeah, great. I'm just like obsessed with these little tiny free stitch-alongs, or not stitch-alongs, just patterns, and it comes with all the floss. So yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna get to my Brenda Gervais pattern, but I will. Oh yeah, and obviously the World of Cross Stitching. I really had to get this issue because it had Wallace and Gromit on it, and I love Wallace and Gromit. We're big fans here in the house, and if your kids don't watch Shaun the Sheep, they need to. #1 fan of Shaun the Sheep, mostly because there's no talking. Yes, there's lots of noise and animal noises and crashing noises and other types of noises, but you can turn it down and then let your kids watch Shaun the Sheep, and it's great. I don't know where in the US you can watch Shaun the Sheep, but we have Shaun the Sheep available here in Singapore on Netflix. So I don't see why it wouldn't be available on Netflix, and should be definitely available in the UK, definitely. Yeah, I think that's what I've been working on, what I would eventually like to work on. I do have plans to, I did kit up, I have not purchased yet the Stitch into Christmas from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. I believe September 1st, the first part comes out. I just haven't purchased the pattern yet. And I just kitted up all of the colors. Here they are. I kitted up all the colors. And I'm going to stitch it on this piece of 28 count gray casual linen. And I measured it. It'll fit pretty well, so I like it. It feels nice. We're gonna give it a shot, and I'm gonna do 2. Yeah, I think I'm doing 2/2 on it. I gotta double check my my info on that, because I'm still new with linen. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just trying to stitch. So that's another one I'm trying, and that I'm going to sign up for. And the Tiny Modernist Christmas snow globe, I kitted up all the colors. Have not purchased yet, but I know the first part comes out sometime in September. So I really would like to do that. And I will include the links to all of these patterns in the description, and obviously the links to purchase these fun stitch alongs, because I don't know, I like the stitch alongs because it's like, here, stitch this in a month, great, that's I could do that, and then there's more, and then there's more, and then it's like, it feels like you're actually, if you're stitching along, it feels like you're making a good amount of progress. So it's just very gratifying. I think that's about it for stitching and life updates. Hopefully I can get some answers this afternoon with my doctor, and I will be able to film again in another maybe 2 to 4 weeks. We'll see what happens. I hope that if you're watching this, thank you for watching this. If you watched this far, wow. I appreciate it, and what else? I think that's about it. So hope you have a great day. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And I guess this is the point where I'm supposed to be like, please subscribe if you'd like. Most of my videos are this chaotic because my brain is like that. And eventually I'll do a whip and chat once I get some more notes down, and maybe can talk a little bit more comfortably. I'm waiting to finish a small diamond dots piece so I can start on a diamond art club piece. So check me out on Instagram. I post there not frequently, but often enough, and get pretty cheeky with my stories because politics, yay, and funny cat things. That's about it. So have a great day, or evening, or whenever you're watching this. Thanks again. Take it easy. Bye.